When working with events, there are a couple of things you'll oftentimes encounter in real applications which you need to solve. And as you'll learn, Vue.js makes solving these things easier. But what are these things? Let's enhance our application here by taking this paragraph where we output the coordinates. And I want to create kind of a dead spot. So here I'll enter a span. And once I hover over this, I don't want to update the coordinates. Now, of course, right now, if I save this, it is still updated because this span is part of this paragraph on which I'm listening to any mouse moves. I can now set up my own event here, and I will call it mouse move as well. And here I simply want to execute nothing. Well, one solution would be to still execute a function here. So I'll name it dummy and add it down here in the methods object. Dummy, of course, would be a function. And in this function, all I want to do is I want to fetch the event which gets passed automatically. And here I could call stop propagation to make sure that it does not propagate up to elements holding this element, this span here. If I now hit Control, you'll see that once I hover over the dead spot, the coordinates no longer get, well, updated, because now we're stopping the propagation, which means only handle the element here in this handler. Don't let it propagate up to any elements which might hold this element. Yeah, we could do it like this, but we can even get a bit easier than that. I can remove this dummy here, and I can simply execute nothing here, but use a so-called modifier, event modifier. It allows me to modify the behavior of this event. That's where the name comes from. Clever, huh? Here, I add such a modifier by adding a dot after the name of the event, which I pass as an argument to v_on. And the modifier I want to use here is stop for stop propagation. If I now hit Control Enter, we see the same behavior as before, even though I don't even execute a function here, because Vue.js now does this for me. It kind of has this intermediate function, which is between my function, no function in this case, and this time when the event is emitted or when we get the event. It then runs this little function which simply does one thing. It stops the propagation of the event. We also get other modifiers, the probably most important second one being prevent, for running prevent default. So running stop propagation with the stop modifier and prevent default, the two common methods you have when working with the default event object, these are available with these modifiers like .stop here. You can also chain them, just as a side note, by adding .prevent here as well, which won't do anything here, but you could add them or chain them just like that.